All right, this is a video that is definitely going to push some buttons, and this is not normally a thing that I do, but honestly, I'm getting tired of politicians and the media trying to use truckers as weapons, right? I'll explain. Don't worry. But I have a huge problem here that's really starting to get on my damn nerves. So we're going to talk about it. And look, like I said, this video is probably going to push some buttons. You have to understand, this is just one man's opinion. All right? This is what I think. And you guys are still, even after watching this video, allowed to think what you think, right? Because something has gone incredibly off the rails in this country, where it used to be we celebrated the fact that we lived in a democracy and people had their own opinions and people voted the way they felt like doing, and now apparently you get screamed at and called names by adults for having your own opinions. So I want you to keep an open mind going into this video, knowing that I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to convert you. Somebody said something funny though, that, that this guy Trucks is, how did he say it? He's working for the deep state to turn all truckers liberal. that was funny. I try to stay away from my politics here on YouTube. If it fits in for a joke or something like that, then I will absolutely throw it in there. But I don't care to influence everybody else and make them change their mind on who they should vote for or anything like that, because I think that's silly. I think that that is one of the things we're supposed to celebrate about America, is that you can vote for whoever you want. And have we gotten away from that? Am I out of the loop? Because that's what we used to do. But now, if you don't vote the way that guy votes, then they're watching you and they're, oh my God, they're real mad at you. And who cares? Because I gotta be honest, I've been doing YouTube long enough to know that none of you are real. Just kidding. But you guys are you're just on the other side of the internet, and I don't mean to say that like you're not real people. Geez, I'm fucking that up, ain't I? But I don't mean to say that like you're not real people, but part of what comes with being on the internet and making a few videos is that oftentimes threats and things like that come in, which the point, I think, of those threats is to get you to shut up and say what that person thinks you should say, and then they try to intimidate you into doing that. And what I meant by you're not real people, which was a bad choice of words, what I meant by that was that the threats generally don't happen. So I'm going to speak my mind on this, and like I said, at the end, you're allowed to think whatever you want to think. It's fine. It's really going to be okay, guys. Okay, here's what I'm tired of, though, is the goddamn media and the goddamn politicians. Every time they get up in arms in something, then, well, what normally happens, let me make sure I do this the right way. Some silly-ass trucker gets on the internet all up in his feelings about what's happening to his favorite politician, and he makes a video going, we're all protesting this thing, and then it spreads around the news like it's actually a thing that's fucking happening, and it's not. And like, if you're lucky, 3 angry truckers show up, and that's it. We all look like fools after that, because the media just hyped us up and said all these truckers are gonna show up and they're gonna protest this thing. The truckers are real fucking angry. And that's true. We are real fucking angry because we live in this little goddamn box and we travel around the goddamn country, which in theory sounds nice, but we just sit here isolated all by ourselves, and that's enough to make anybody fucking angry. But we're not angry about the things they think we're angry about. We're angry about things like, why didn't I do my homework in high school? Why didn't I pursue a higher education? Why didn't I learn to weld? Why didn't I learn to be a welder? We're angry because now we're trapped in this box going, fuck, what did I do? That's what we're angry about. And I don't speak for all truckers. That's what I'm angry about, God damn it. You think I'm angry about all these things that the media's trying to tell you that I'm angry about? I'm not, because I don't fucking care. I don't care enough to be angry about it. So what are the things that the truckers were going to go do? First we were protesting COVID, right? Yeah, the good one. Let's protest a virus. That'll teach it. That'll really fucking show it. But I don't think it was actually COVID. I'm fucking around. The vaccines. We're protesting the vaccines. So we're gonna roll into Washington, D.C. and we're gonna fucking make our voices heard. I'm gonna tell you guys something. because I think a lot of people were really, really overreacting, okay? I know some shippers and receivers were making it that you had to have the vaccine for a while before you could go onto their property. I avoided that. That never, ever came up in my trucking career. I don't know how widespread it actually was. But for transparency's sake, I am a registered Democrat. I never got the COVID vaccine. Never got it. It just never came up. I wasn't protesting it. I wasn't mad at it. I was completely indifferent to the whole fucking thing. It never came up. Never had to do it, right? So when I think about that, like, as a registered Democrat, shouldn't I have been first in line to go get it and tell everybody, oh, you got to get the vaccine. It's amazing. It's a fantastic thing. I'm too dumb to understand what the vaccine even fucking does. It's supposed to stop you from getting COVID, I guess. I don't fucking know. But the same way, my dumbass never gets a flu shot. And then when I get the flu, I'm like, what the fuck? Well, why is this happening to me? Well, because I'm an idiot. And I deserve what just happened to me, right? I just don't take care of myself, is the fucking point. But there was this huge thing about how all these truckers are rolling into DC and we're going to fight and we're going to make our voices heard. And it was, like, for the most part, all made up. There was maybe a few goofy ass truckers that showed up and, like, just did stupid things, like, just stupid things and nothing happened, right? And it was then, now I've been in trucking for quite a while, okay? And I've heard all these things about truckers are going to protest this and that. The goddamn goofy ass Black Smoke Matters. Let's never do that again, okay? Let's never do that again. Because we were protesting what? Electronic logging devices? The same fucking devices that caused rates and wages to go up across the board in trucking because all of a sudden you couldn't run a trucker 24 hours a day. You were required to let the truck driver sleep. Yes, only truckers would be goofy enough to fucking protest higher wages for truckers. What in the fuck were we thinking? I have no fucking clue. I mean, I know we're in a really bad spot in trucking right now. I understand that. But the immediate effect of ELDs caused our wages to go up. And as far as I can see on the company side, company truck drivers are still making quite a bit more money than they made before the ELD mandate. So good for us for protesting against ourselves. That was fucking brilliant. And nothing came out of that either. The name was stupid. Black Smoke Matters. Oh my God, shut the fuck up. You're getting no one on your side with that name at all. At all. It was really, really the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But now, what did we have recently? Oh yeah, isn't it weird? Isn't it weird how all the time there's these Mexican convoys or whatever they're calling them. I forget the name for it. Sorry, the name slipped my mind. Of just hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants rushing the border to cross over into the country. And I'm not saying that immigration doesn't exist. I'm not even saying that illegal immigration doesn't exist. But these hordes and hordes of Mexicans crossing the border, made out to sound like it's a fucking zombie movie happening down there. That's not happening. That's not a thing. You guys have to understand that that's not really a thing. You're being lied to, okay? I'm sorry, but you're being lied to. There is no zombie invasion of Mexicans at the southern border where they're just tearing down the fences and they're just climbing over and like just using their sheer force of numbers to obliterate the fence and fucking overrun border patrol and all these things. Yeah, they're getting in. They are. Absolutely. We all know that. But isn't it weird that every time that maybe Donald Trump is losing a little bit of popularity, all this, Caravan, that's the name. Isn't it weird? Every time he's losing a little bit of popularity, there's a new caravan coming in. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. And then we recently had all these, it was all made up, is what I'm trying to say, because it was starting to get the media attention. 700,000 truckers are headed to the southern border to protest all the Mexicans coming across, and nothing about that made any fucking sense whatsoever. What the fuck? We're out here scraping by for pennies right now. we're out here going, God, I hope the next load is good, because I don't know if this week don't go good, like, how much does it cost to declare bankruptcy? Like, we're all in a bad spot out here. Now, all of a sudden, 700,000 of us have the free time and money to drive our trucks that get, let's say they're empty. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Say they're not pulling a load down there. Gets 8 miles to the gallon. We're going to drive it all the way across the country on our own dime to go down there and protest Mexicans? What does that even do? What does that even do? That does nothing at all. As a matter of fact, I think we would only be getting in the way if there was an actual caravan of 100,000 Mexicans coming across the border, and Border Patrol is engaged in a battle down there for their lives, apparently. And now we've got, I don't know, maybe the National Guard is coming in, and they're coming in to help. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm just a truck driver. Don't ask me to fucking figure out how wars work and shit like that. Don't ask me how to protect a border. I could back the truck in if you need something delivered. I could do that, but what the fuck are you asking me about all this shit for, right? But so there's all this shit going on, right? Border Patrol and the National Guard and all these things, and Mexicans, oh my God, they're terrifying Mexicans. And then we show up, and what exactly do we do by being there besides get in the way, right? So like Border Patrol and the National Guard have a spot marked where, you know, all these Mexicans are coming through. They're, I don't know, they're in a room with a map. Is that how people still do these things? And they're like drawing circles, and this is the target point right here. And then they're headed towards that point. And then there's 700,000 trucks just like in the way. And they're like, y'all gotta move your trucks. And we're like, ah, fuck. And we're in trucks and they move really slow. And now we just fucked up the whole battle because we're just in the way of our own side, and nothing about 700,000 of us being there makes sense. But the idea that 700,000 of us even got there makes even less fucking sense. There's nothing about that makes sense. Last I looked, the United States had 3 million truck drivers. I did not look up numbers on this, but you're talking almost one third, simple math, okay, guys, just simple math, of America's truck drivers have just abandoned what they were doing, and now they're headed to the southern border. I don't know if we got enough owner-operators to pull that off. Maybe we do. I'm not really sure. Do we have 700,000 owner-operators? I think that would be pushing it, right? I'm not talking about lease operators, okay? Let's separate the two. Because an owner-operator is going to have that freedom to just go, you know what, I'm not doing shit. I'm driving to Texas. That's what I'm doing, and I'm going to protest, right? Now, a lease operator is still working with a company, and like, they do have some freedoms, but that company's going to have some questions when you just decided not to show up to your pickup, and they look on their GPS and they see your ass in Texas for some reason. They're going to be like, what exactly are you doing there? So we're taking out, obviously company drivers aren't just running across the country to head to Texas. Done. They're not even in the equation. Most likely, lease operators are not heading down there. It's only owner operators. I don't think we have 700,000 owner operators that can make that trip. Now, do we have, of the owner operators left, do we have 700,000 that want to make that trip, that actually believe what's being told to them? No, the simple fucking answer is absolutely not. That's not happening. That's not happening. Okay? And the most recent one, my friends. Truck drivers are boycotting New York City, I guess in defense of Donald Trump. Now, here's where I'm going to lose some of you. And listen, go back to the beginning of the video. You are allowed to feel how you feel. You tuned into this channel to hear how I feel, all right? You can still think whatever you want to think. No hard feelings, okay? I hate that we have to do this anymore. This is not, I'm not even that old, but this is not the America I remember, my friends. We used to be neighbors and friends and things and family members with people of all different views, right? Whether that be religious, political, you know, we're dividing ourselves, and I don't fucking understand why. But what the fuck are we... I don't get it. I don't understand what we're defending Donald Trump from. Why are we protesting New York City to defend Donald Trump. Let's first talk about New York City. None of us want to go to New York City. No, there are people that go to New York City, truck drivers that go to New York City, a lot of people that stay pretty regional to that area that go into New York City and are very comfortable with it. As a driver that has been to New York City one time, and I was only 3 months into truck driving when I did it, and it was terrifying, I never want to go back again. I will never go back again. It's not a place to go for people that are not familiar with it, all right? I did it. I got through it. It scared the shit out of me, and I never, ever want to see New York City in a truck again. I want to see it as a tourist sometime just to do it, but never, ever in a truck again. So it's really easy for a lot of us to go, yeah, fuck New York City, because we were already saying it. It's just not the place for everybody to go. That's all there is to it. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, I do not understand the Donald Trump thing, okay? I understand being a Republican. I understand Republican values. It's not what I would choose, but I understand why some people would feel that way. Why roughly half the population of America would feel that way, okay? I get it. I get it. But we are talking about a fucking spoiled brat narcissist that only thinks about himself, all right? And I have heard the argument over and over that Donald Trump gives a fuck about the working class. This guy, Trucks or Josh or whatever you want to call me, he really gives a shit about us, and he's done so much to help us. Without lying, name one. I mean, I cannot think of a single goddamn thing that Donald Trump has done that wasn't self-serving for Donald Trump. That man is a stretch of the word. He only cares about himself. He does not give a fuck about anyone else in the world. There is no way in hell I am going to New York City to defend a spoiled brat that was born rich, fucking made a bunch of really stupid decisions, and stupid decisions with my feeble brain. Keep that in mind. I've never had the kind of money Donald Trump has, and I guarantee you I would make stupid decisions also. Absolutely. But this man has never, ever once cared about the working class. As a matter of fact, the amount of blue-collared working class people he has put out of business in New York City by just refusing to pay the money he owed them is fucking absurd. That is not caring about the working class. Not even a little bit. When the United Auto Workers went on strike, he wanted nothing to do with it, right? Now, listen, I'm a registered Democrat, but I'm not like, I don't worship my politicians. I think that's fucking silly. But Joe Biden was in support of the United Auto Workers. Oh, God. Oh, right. Fucking Republicans hate unions. Why? They're getting you more money. Well, I gotta pay union dues. Yes, God, how will you ever recover what? Let's make up a number. You're $13 a week in union dues after they got you $40 an hour up from fucking the 12 that you were making before. God, after they made sure you had health care and vacation time and paid time and a half after 40. Geez, I just can't figure out how you'll ever come up with those union dues. Collective bargaining has always been useful. It has always helped. And but the point is, when those working class people were fighting with their employer, Donald Trump didn't give a fuck. He wasn't there to help. He didn't give a shit. So why, on God's fucking green earth, would I show up to support a man that has demonstrated over and over that he's a grifter, he's a liar, he's a con man? So that, what? So that, I don't understand what we're trying to do here. Well, New York City's being real unfair to him because he keeps breaking the law. I mean, my God, what else do we need to figure out here? The man keeps breaking the fucking law. I mean, goddamn, if he's not lying on his taxes, he's sexually assaulting someone. What do you want me to tell you? Where does all this come from? Where does this come from? This, almost worship of Donald Trump. He's a liar. What are we protecting here? What are we defending? I don't fucking get it. But the point I really wanted to talk about The point I really wanted to talk about is, for some reason, every time some weirdo trucker goes off half-cocked on the internet about how we're going to protest this thing, we, all as truckers, know that nothing is coming out of that. Literally nothing is going to happen. At most, 3 goofy truck drivers show up, right? And we are perfectly content as truck drivers to just let that die. Let's not even worry about it. It's just one silly bastard doing silly bastard things. Let's just do that. But then, for some reason, the media gets a hold of it and they go, oh my God, this guy's starting a revolution. He's fucking fighting the power and we must support him. And then all of a sudden these big numbers come out about all these truckers going to do this thing right now. And we look like fucking idiots every goddamn time, because the general population out there is looking at it going, goddamn these fucking truckers, you know, what the fuck are they doing right now? Acting like complete fucking morons to go protect Donald Trump doesn't even make any goddamn sense. You know, going down there to fight the war at the border doesn't even make any goddamn sense, right? We're protesting a vaccine that we don't really know anything about. And I'm sorry, but I hear it all the time. Josh, maybe you need to get informed on things. Yeah, maybe that's true, but maybe the people telling me that also need to do the same thing. Because watching Fox News is not being informed. Goddamn, that fucking media outlet lies its ass off all the fucking time. I don't know if Tucker's still on Fox News, but did you see his goofy Russian propaganda? Look at their shopping carts. We don't have shopping carts like this in America. Well, goddamn, Tucker, I guess if we just turn America into a dictatorship, we could all have really nice fucking shopping carts, and that's a really fair trade-off, I guess. And maybe I stole that bit, if you will, a little bit from watching Jon Stewart, but it was a really valid fucking point. What are we talking about nice shopping carts for, Tucker? What the fuck's wrong with you? Nice shopping carts? Bro, I would rather have a busted down fucking shopping cart and know that I'm not gonna, like, get out of line and be fucking waterboarded or some crazy shit. I don't fucking know. I have no goddamn clue, Tucker Carlson, you fucking weirdo. You fucking weirdo. But, it's fucking maddening. Media, stop lumping us all together. We all have the same job. That's it. That's it. We're not all the same person. We don't all have the same religious views or political views or hobbies or anything. We're just people with jobs, you fucking cunts. Leave us out of it. Stop wielding us as a fucking weapon to tell people that we really mean business. Okay? You guys are living in a fucking fantasy land. We're just truck drivers. That's it. And a thing I've tried to fucking say over and over the course of this channel with all these people saying, well, we're just going to shut down the supply chain because we're truckers and we run this supply chain and we're going to just shut this motherfucker down. That's what we're going to do. My friends, when you shut down the American supply chain to protest whatever it is you're having a temper tantrum about, I firmly believe that's going to be qualified as domestic terrorism at that point. What the fuck are you doing? It used to be truckers were patriots. We did what we needed to do to keep our country running, and we were damn proud to do it. Now we're out here throwing tantrums, saying, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm protesting a thing I don't like. Motherfucker, that's not how it works. You vote. You vote, and that's all you can do. That's it. We can't, we don't get to throw tantrums and threaten to shut down the country over it. That's insanity. That's absolutely insane. God damn it. What happened to us? You used to vote, and you used to accept the outcome of the goddamn election and say, well, we didn't get them this time. Maybe next time we need a stronger candidate, or maybe next time we need stronger, more popular policies, and that's how you won elections. That's how you did it. You didn't stomp around and cry and say, I didn't get my fucking way, so I'm just not going to do my job. Then don't do your job, because somebody else needs a fucking job, all right? Get out of the truck. Go home. Go home. Because somebody else needs that fucking job, and you're out here throwing a goddamn tantrum anyways. We don't need you on the road. If you're that emotional over things that, like, you can't control in the world, there's no reason you should be behind the wheel of a fucking truck. You can't manage your emotions enough to fucking just drive the goddamn truck and do your job? I don't fucking get it. What happened to us? What happened to us? We used to be red-blooded, blue-collar Americans that got the job done no matter what it takes. I can't even do a video of putting chains on my truck without someone bitching at me for doing my fucking job. Josh, you know chains, once the chains come out, chain laws go up, you need to park your truck. No, I'm out here to work. What happened to us? I don't get it. I don't understand. We are fucking up, guys. And a lot of people say, well, America is really going to hell, and I blame the politicians. And yeah, maybe those politicians are to blame too. They're doing some stupid shit. But us as the working class, every time we get upset, we say we're not going to do our job anymore. Those aren't the blue-collar rednecks I was raised by. They got up and went to work every day. They fucking maybe didn't like the way things were going on in the world, but they knew they had shit to do still. But now here we are, saying we're just going to shut it down every time we don't get our way. I disagree. Disagree. Hate me if you will. Be angry at this video if you must. But we all know the reality of the situation. This whole fantasy land we live in, where we're just going to fucking stomp our feet and get our way, that's not how any of this fucking works. And we all have got to learn to start being adults about the entire process. You're allowed to like your candidate. You're allowed to like your political party, whatever that may be. That's America, goddammit. That's what we all are here for, right? That's the thing we're so damn proud of. You're not allowed, or maybe you are, I don't know, I'm not the fucking cops, but in my brain, you're not allowed to throw a tantrum every time it doesn't go the way you think it should. That's democracy. That's how it works. It doesn't always go your way, right? I've been through enough elections to know I didn't like the outcome. You know what I did? I went to work. I was here in the truck through all the Donald Trump years without a word about how I wasn't going to do my job, how I was going to shut this truck down along with the supply chain, and how I was going to protest. I didn't like that he won. Didn't like it at all. I watched that night as the election was happening, going, oh my God, I can't believe it's happening myself, but turns out that's the will of the people. And back then, I used to get up at 2 in the morning. I had a local job. I used to get up at 2 in the morning and head out to work. And after watching that election, staying up way too late to watch it, I did that exact same thing the next day. I got up and I went to work. And I continued to work through the entire Trump presidency. Media, stop using us as a weapon, motherfuckers. I know you're probably not watching this because this doesn't feed into the fucking narrative that you want it to, that we're all shutting down the country until Donald Trump gets his way, which is stupid. But you really got to stop using us as a weapon. You make us all look foolish every time you put us out there on a news story and say we're shutting down the country. Fuck off. And thanks for watching the video, everyone. Bye.